Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Beacon Pines, where this narrative has well and truly spiraled out of my control. At this point, it's all I can do to just hang on.
They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread. Even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments.
Alright, quick recap. Rollo, you're gonna talk to Roxy. Cordially. Without her in fifth, this whole thing could go bust. Me? Cordial's my middle name. Uh-huh. And how do you plan to explain your new...
Waved vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure.
You know, your whole situation. Circumstance. That's a good word for it, too. She'll be so happy I'm alive, she won't even notice.
Beck snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're sure Ilona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie's in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. That leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. How are you gonna persuade them? I'll think of something.
They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded.
Well, Godspeed. So yeah, in this timeline, Iggy and Luca have had no heart-to-heart time. There has been no bonding. So yeah, that does seem like it's going to be maybe a challenge. I think we're all clear on the fishing memory. Can't talk to history kid. I mean, probably we should just focus, right? But what kind of world would it be if we didn't allow ourselves a moment for a slow zoom? Okay, back to it. If I'm honest, I was kind of expecting that clipboard to shout at us as we passed. Nope, nothing. Okay. Undaunted, he shook his head. Over? No. Endings are merely a state of mind. This doesn't end until I give up. Wow. I admire the conviction, but can he really pull through? Well, gosh, we better hope so. Nope. Okay, too busy. It's a fascinating book. She's reading Harrow the Ninth. It's very difficult to pull yourself away. I'm halfway through it, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't want to be doing anything else in the entire world right now. I was feeling like garbage yesterday, and I did not really feel like it was a good idea for me to try to speak for a whole hour, given the state of my throat, for most of the day. But the upside is I did get to spend a lot of time reading, at least. Okay, wow, we can't really talk to anybody, huh? I was contributing to the percussion track. I saw they patched in, by the way, they patched in a skip button for the movie in the Museum of History. As long as you've watched it at least once before, which is nice of them, although it's super weird that they wouldn't have thought to do that before releasing the game. You ever wondered why an agricultural company employs an army of survey takers? The clipboards? They say they're just trying to make us happy. Do they want to make us happy? or just figure out what makes us happy. An important distinction. That's true. Dawn's pretty sharp. Also, Luca's incredibly gullible. Alright. Oh, good. I was a little worried that we weren't going to be able to find Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Now what can I do you for?
Well, I know how much you hate Perennial Harvest.
Hate's a strong word.
Oh, sorry. I mean...
I didn't say it was the wrong word.
Gotcha. So, we're gonna break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
You see, I knew you kids were all right.
Great. So, you'll help?
The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly.
Oh, not a chance.
But...
You give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you rascals.
Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind.
Well, fight seems like it could be a winner. Crooked, because they're crooked. This, because you give a shit, perhaps? There might be some good junk for you in it. I don't know what this is. Maybe like, what are you gonna do? Sit around here and hide from them the rest of your life? What do I think is like the line for him? Let's try crooked. Crooked.
Yeah, they're all crooks. Like cockroaches. Stamp one out and another comes scurrying along to take its place.
Well, okay, but...
Luca wasn't ready to give up so easily. He shouted out again.
How about... junk?
Yeah, what of it? Sonny, I got more junk than a king has copper. Ain't interested.
I didn't figure, like, the way we motivate this guy is not by appealing to selfishness, right? Do we call him a coward? Is that the move?
Jeff's brow perked up.
What'd you say?
Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor.
Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We are not afraid.
Jeff's scowl faded with a sigh.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do. But you'll never hear him say I hid from nothing.
One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What was it you kids needed?
Some sort of disguise.
Yeah, I've got just the thing.
And while we're at it, that crate should come in handy.
This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gobs should cover it.
Put it on my tab?
Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated.
Done. Swing by first thing in the morning.
It turns out, if you're trying to manipulate someone into doing something you want, shame can be a powerful tool. And you should feel bad every single time you utilize it. Alright, I have no idea where we're going to find Iggy. Iggy doesn't have like a particular... Oh, never mind. I was going to say like a particular haunt or anything, right? I feel like every time we've seen him, it's been on a different screen. But... Hey, Tish, look who it is. Luca, are you here to try to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out.
Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
It's true, that right eyebrow is like permanently... We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of... Well, I mean, I feel like this is what they want you to say, right? Giant bags of malice is a lot less compelling. Shit to each other.
Iggy gave a reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong.
But lately, life has been kinda... I was kinda hoping I would get to say shit again here. This feels like we've been shit to each other, but life has been shit to all of us. Life's been kinda strange, you know?
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here. So I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we... This is what's going to be compelling to Iggy. Break our... Oh, I thought it was... What do you say we break some shit? Break our hostilities, at least for now. We do like breaking things. Even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? There we go. That's the line. Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ.
A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face.
My, Luca Van Horn. I'm impressed. And after this is all done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out at the treehouse sometime.
Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement.
Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We just like to cause chaos.
With a quick nod, Luca was off.
It's an admirable trait. Did you hear that, Tish?
He gazed up at Tish with a smile.
He invited us to hang out at the treehouse.
A single tear ran down Tish's cheek.
I never expected this day to come. How wonderful.
Chapter 7. Into the Hive.
One thing I do really appreciate about Iggy is that he very clearly is has taken it upon himself to take care of Tish in a way that I think is really sweet.
A good heist requires preparation. And thorough preparation takes time. Something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. We are locked and loaded on my end. And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach Perennial Harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence.
I believe that, and I believe Rollo has the confidence.
Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms.
Just stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. Delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning. Right.
He had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret.
Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder can be. I suppose we can leave this one off the records. Our harvest awaits and such.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the Perennial Harvest headquarters.
Our harvest awaits. Package here for the founder. Oh, I didn't hear anything about... Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. I'll just check.
He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form.
Rollo interrupted with urgency in his voice.
Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Rollo panicked.
Oh, I do feel like we should have figured this out ahead of time. Our harvest awaits. Sir? That's a restricted area.
Excuse me, sir. Yeah, Rollo's in full panic mode here. Our harvest awaits! Ready to light the candle, Tish? Yup. Suck on this, perennial ham fist. What was that?
The distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence.
Just open the damn door. I've got a job to do.
The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay. I cannot imagine why that worked. That seems very thin to me. Whew. That was close. Our harvest awaits? Hey, I figure, when in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one. But you pulled it off. Nice work, Rollo. Alright, everyone knows what to do? Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case she needs some muscle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. You know, we know this isn't the worst possible idea because the founder is in a child's body at the moment. And so, you know, if it comes down to physical conflict or whatever, there's at least a chance Luca could be okay. If you don't have that knowledge, this seems like a profoundly terrible plan, doesn't it? That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. That is odd. What a strange little detail. I mean, do either of these go to... bloody hell. And the rooms aren't all oriented the same way, so I can't even really remember which way is east. I guess I didn't know in the first place, right? Because we didn't know what the representation of that original room was. We have never been given a compass rose. A hallway to nowhere. What's going on here? Okay, maze logic. We're just gonna... Nope, damn it, Luca. We're just gonna stick to this wall. So I'm imagining Luca's right hand on this wall, and we are just never gonna let go of the wall until it takes us... Well, sorry, this is a bad time to start that. Here we go. We're just following the wall of the maze. We are going to see the edges. Oh. Solomon?
Solomon stopped in his tracks.
Luca. What are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay?
A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I am most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. Dang. Okay, you should stick with me. We've got a plan.
Solomon's facade briefly faltered.
We? Yeah, Rollo and Beck are headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. Well, we can't leave just yet. But they'll catch us again. Well, I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this way.
Luca happened to notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. Luca, please tell me you're cottoning to what's going on here. So it is. Huh, it's pretty lucky I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate.
Luca tried the handle.
Locked.
Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like that.
Luca smiled and looked at his watch.
Let's just wait a minute. Just kind of right in the open, huh? I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it.
She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
That was her part in the plan? Just walk over to the building and hit it with a shovel?
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
Again, probably not the way that would function, but fine. How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us.
Luca switched on his walkie-talkie.
Rolo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck to the locked door marked number 24601. Need you to get us through. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friends, Solomon.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around the password.
Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black background.
This is terrible InfoSec. First of all, I mean, that password's not good in the first place. But secondly, to use one password for every step of your security, definitely dangerous. I'm just saying, Solomon has earned this intrusion. How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rolo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the founder uses such a basic password. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves.
Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile.
In my experience, villains are usually not even at one level of intelligence, certainly not going too deep. Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck.
Luca quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
Rolo, I think this should do it. Bingo bango, doors open. Luca, you never fail to impress. What is that slippery lout even doing down there? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca, I think we're close. The next door is marked 13806.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we've got company. Luca, must go faster. Oh, one sec, I can't think with all this noise.
He quickly skimmed the screen with his finger.
Here it is, 13806. Go, 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 go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. Luca is way too trusting. Hey, that's familiar. Aw, man. No water cups. Rolo! Rolo, are you okay? Rolo, come in.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms. They're trapped.
With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rolo, where are you? Are you okay? Also, why are there even dead ends? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Ow. Make a break for it. Yeah, like, what are the clipboards going to do exactly? What are we concerned about? It doesn't seem like they have the ability to move their arms very much. Did that little shit just kick me? Don't just stand there. After them. Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I am having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rolo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. We're entering Nellie's office now. Mom! Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the Young Chemist lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. Look, we need to get you out of here. We? Who is your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I had more of a growth spew. No, that's not possible.
Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial band-aid on the enamel of the molars, consistent with Tempest liquamine exposure. Is that what you call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the hell is going on at this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempest liquamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. They harvested the source, infusing small amounts of Tempest liquamine into the product. They worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops would be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time. But it led to complications. The foul harvest. The perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempest liquamine is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists, yes. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempest liquamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. You are definitely thinking too small here. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right?
Nellie sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. And it wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. It sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mom, Dr. Prescott's dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. I just... Like, now. Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation, allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. Well, all the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we've got Dr. Modwell. Heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. There are so many characters in these scenes, and my ability to control my voice is so not up to any of this. Alright, everything's on track. And what is your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info? Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just smother you right now. What's that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Huh, don't be silly, you're no bother at all. Can I jump up on here and examine the picture? Nope. Luca has very poor vertical for a video game protagonist.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. Looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will tell.
Luca held his hand up to the ashtray.
Huh, still warm. He must have been in here recently. Definitely not a good idea for young Solomon to be smoking. I mean, like, I don't know how this Tempest liquamine stuff works, but your poor lungs are still developing. Also, I really wish Luca would notice the stack of books to sit on the chair. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. No, you needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face.
I imagine this to be a very Grinchy expression. Okay. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is boring.
Solomon once again muttered under his breath.
Just you wait. Oh, nothing.
They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it, lock it! Locked. Ooh, that was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Rollo, before we start tossing blame around, is it possible that someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. So, definitely not pizza. Well, what now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. Mid-heist. Very unprofessional. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. All right, just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Everyone else huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no. Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Modwell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial harvest, Valentine fertilizer, all connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Ha! Yes, now you've got it.
Tempest Liquimine, you discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
They made this slow clap animation and they are gonna get some mileage out of it, damn it. Very good, Dr. Modwell. Very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
And the effects went a little too far for my tastes.
That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work.
Which you did, admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder of the...
Could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy about it.
Rollo casually tossed the vial to Luca.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste.
Luca jiggled the vial mockingly.
Seize him!
Luca, over here.
Move another inch and I smash it.
She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine. Risk killing us all. Or if you're lucky, nothing happens. Then what? We capture you and grant you much less leniency.
He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word. If you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed.
A deep uncertainty washed over Beck.
You're a smart girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there's only one way this ends.
She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl.
Beck, don't do it.
We can't trust that jerk.
I'm sorry, he's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick.
Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance review.
The blood drained from Kerr's face.
Of course, sir. But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile.
Yes, sir.
And to think, all of this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn.
I don't understand. How is this all because of me?
Ha! I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be part of something great, but the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work.
Solomon shook his head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. by meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life.
A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside this door. Well, crap.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rollo, you just need some time. Rollo, it's over. We lost. Hey. I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. No, I know. It's just... we were so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else. A note hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short, so he left behind a letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luca, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She'd been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest liquamine.
The color dropped from Luca's face.
Did she... Is she... She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
But if she's alive, where's she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull. Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Again, the clipboards don't actually seem to be like a physical threat in any way. Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo. Hey, Mrs. Luca's Gran. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine. Oh no, what did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone, we've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We've got to stop him.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little... I mean, I feel like change is the thing that's most thematically appropriate.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like, pocket change? Your unlucky penny. Yeah, I popped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's that going to do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
So do we think he just swallowed the whole penny, or maybe it dissolved? That stuff's probably not that powerfully acidic, because, like... Holy crap, he's a baby? Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what do we... We do what Valentines always do. What must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father, young Sharper. That would be a great help, thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave now.
Epilogue. Beacon Pine's coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn, his mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
Wait, does he know? Is that a thing that we especially know? Also, first day of summer, better put on my sweater. Rollo, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute. That was like a very, maybe things are gonna get taken care of a little bit more here as we play through the epilogue,
But that was a very didn't bother to resolve anything kind of ending, right?
Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom, and now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights.
The faucet has been on for a year. Mom, I'm ready to go now. You go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny. I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing. But now I enjoy it. I guess that's funny. It's not like ha-ha funny, but yeah. It's very funny to me that the faucet has not been toggled at any point during this. Alright, just curious. Because, like, we need to know what the heck what's been happening with Perennial Harvest and, like, the clipboards and, like, who are those guys anyway? And I have so very, very many questions. This version of Luca we didn't figure out during the part that we were playing that that's not actually his father's grave, right? But I guess in the interim, things might have been explained to everyone. Maybe? I hear you and Rollo have big plans for that little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rollo, 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Alona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rollo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't just mean grown literally. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head, but I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. You know, one thing I do really appreciate about this ending, though, is that we didn't get to just, like, magically undo all of the harm. Like, Mom is still artificially older. Rollo, like, I think stories that feel like this often have a tendency to just sort of, like, wave a magic wand at the end. And I really, really appreciate it when that does not happen. Hey, Gus. How's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Alona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's next?
When Perennial Harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. You can count on us. Well, looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now, this right here, where I'm telling people what to do, that's fine. This is something I can be proud of. Like, for real, that's very self-puncturing. I'm hoping that it's intentional, that they understand what they're doing there. We're going to go to the treehouse, obviously, but we'll, let's look around a little. How's the napping this morning? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. It's worth noting that it was already extremely green. I see you decided on a name. Yep, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch.
Slow and dirty harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is, go slow and fix things. Amen to that. You're not allowed to go inside still, though. Alright. Back to the treehouse. I was kind of wondering how many characters we were going to get to do an epilogue on. One assumes, like, Izzy and Tish will be at the treehouse, right? Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously? Yeah, an honest-to-goodness flip-floppin' swim-swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish here. It's been at least 7 years since I've caught one. I'd say it's a good omen. What'd you do with it? Oh, I released it back into the pond. I'm hoping to catch it again tomorrow. Yeah, that's probably a pretty fucking traumatic experience for the fish, dude. A little higher. Yep. A little lower. Yep. Little higher, because it's definitely at least as low as I was previously. Tish does not seem to have a sort of a halfway setting. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Fine. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic till we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yep. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want mission control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. You're right. Lead the way. I gotta say, the sort of like final statement of what do you call it? The final thesis here. Let's finish seeing how it plays out before I say anything. Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Solomon or Sharper doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modwell, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmolded clay. Now, let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. 2 activities I am endeavoring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job. I mean, I assume, obviously, I don't actually know anything. And the whole town is ready to help out however we can. I can't wait to teach him to throw a baseball.
Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
That would be acceptable. What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montesquieu, aka William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. He looked to his friends with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong, we made it. The end.
Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath.
She's probably animating right now because I can't move, but Rolo is 100% in the way.
Oh, hello, Luca. How are you?
Really good, actually.
That's wonderful. Did I miss anything?
I think you're pretty much up to speed. I guess we ought to check in on the shitty teens at the cafe.
Luca, you want a biscotti? On the house.
I don't really have time.
Zariel, you gotta come and see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso.
Aw, Lumi.
If I didn't know better, I'd think you're proud of something.
As if. No.
That's too late. You're now officially a person that cares.
Yeah, like... okay. I'm forming a lot of thoughts. They're not super positive, if I'm honest.
Trying to represent...
but then the teenager began to believe in his shitty wage slave job. It's just not... It doesn't feel...
I'm glad you swung by. More follow-up questions for your story? Nope, I got everything I need. Thanks again for that. I sent a draft of the story to a reporter in Capital City, and they offered me an internship.
Well, of course they did. You're an amazing reporter.
I don't know about all that. The story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mineshaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals sort of writes itself if you think about it. Just don't forget us when you become a fancy big city reporter. Oh, Capital City isn't that far away. I'm gonna have to come back from time to check in and see what sorts of new trouble you've gotten yourself into. Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over. Ha! We both know that's not true. What makes you say that? Call it a reporter's intuition.
Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile.
Is that your suitcase?
That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility.
Excuse me? Would you be so kind as to take my order?
2 weeks of sand, margaritas, and forgotten obligations.
Excuse me. I'd love to place an order.
Mrs. Fratelli sighed with a zen-like calm.
Just as soon as the lunch rush ends, I'll be a feather on the wind.
You're going on vacation?
For the first time in years. And I've got you and your mom to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you yet? You two are gonna fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone. Just like old times.
It's fine, I'll wait. Okay, no, I definitely was not informed of that. Just exactly how every kid wants to spend their summer vacation, right?
Hey Luca, can you tell Roxy I'll be free in an hour?
Sure thing.
My dad's making me stock the shelves for summer. He said it builds character. I think he meant to say it builds calluses.
Builds character.
Yeah, builds something alright. Luca, can I interest you in a delicious apple?
He playfully waggled an apple.
No thanks, just saying hello. Well, hello then. Mind telling your mom we need a new crate of jam?
Already?
It's funny, I used to hide this stuff in the back, terrified that someone would find out about our secret messages. Now everyone wants to get their hands on Eleanor Van Horn's famous spy jam.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a pretty good marketing gimmick. Had to give it one last kick.
Wow, back for seconds? If it's not too much trouble. For the longest time, I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. It serves no purpose other than to be briefly enjoyed and then it's gone. But it's pretty tasty while it lasts. I'm inclined to agree. I have 100% forgotten. Oh yeah, we were going to the Valentine estate, right? Or not the Beck's place, near the Valentine estate.
Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends.
But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they're studying it in the new labs. Did you know that Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the county? Yep, close to the population before Perennial Harvest moved in.
It typically went on like this for quite some time.
Yeah, we should just leave them to it. They seem real busy. I can't believe it's over. Yeah, the town's really starting to turn a new leaf. The town? I was talking about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue. Well, how was it? As great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth. But I just feel weird now. Well, weird can be cool. That just means you're ready for something new. Any suggestions? You could ask Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh. Maybe I'll do that. I don't remember your name, but you're the one who likes to read all the time.
Looked over Piper's shoulder.
Piper, there we go.
Laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic.
But why? Literally nobody would care. Piper, are you reading Hank Atomic? Do you mind not telling anyone? I've kind of got a reputation to uphold. Oh, well, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give to start over fresh. To experience it again for the first time. Well, I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. Well, at least now I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go? Sure thing. I do appreciate it when the video game we're playing totally validates Let's Play as format. Makes me feel better about this use of my time. Hey, Mr. Duncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you'd still...
Mr. Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now. Remarkably lenient on Mr. Nuncreed.
With Perennial Harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Come one, come all. No one is too big, no one is too small for Jeff's wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? That's okay. You should work on your branding. Say ride less often, because it's fine. I'm just saying, it seems a little creepy. Guess what? Yesterday I saw Didastes to Titus. That's not at all the word. Titius, maybe? And that's good? It's great. I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the county. Well, I'm happy for you, Bug Kid. Have we ever known your name? He's probably just Bug Kid. Just grab some mushrooms for the road. Luca developed a habit. Okay, no text over here. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning I unpacked my last box. Hey, you're officially moved in. That's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're going to be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. Yeah, I think I'll manage. Ready? But before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. Oh, they didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of Old Beacon Pines and thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. Okay, so yeah, confirmation that Luca does in fact know everything at this point. This is a very sweet gesture, I have to say. I don't know how everyone would have pitched in. Maybe there's more to the surprise. Ah, you got it. Now that's a good-looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, this ride's on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. Yeah, this does seem like a situation where a bad thing could happen to the tree very easily.
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along. I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending, I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks. For everything. Ah, shucks. I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? You know, everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing better than a fiddle is a cello. And I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know. You don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're a part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh, God. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I've found the perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid you're gonna forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No. Because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more. Because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey, Dad. Dr. Modwell says that over the next few years this place should warm up. So you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. And those beliefs were the things that made you, you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. But that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. Is that... Huh. I was expecting at the end at the very least. Okay. That's the ending. And I mean... Okay, first of all, I am wiping some tears out of my eyes, because even though I was maybe not, like, the happiest I could have been with some of that, first of all, I've always been a crier, and secondly, y'all, I'm on so much estrogen right now. I definitely have some thoughts about the themes of the story that first of all, in some ways, I think it's like really hard to tell who this was for. It feels... There are definitely ways. The presentation gives you a real children's storybook vibe, but also, you know, the amount they use the word shit and some of the darkness of the story. Like, I do wonder if they thought their target audience was little kids. It seems like it's more intended to be a thing for older people that just feels like a kid thing. But, like, the resolution of the plot is kind of, like, sloppy and hand-wavy in a way that you generally see in stuff for little kids, because, like, little kids won't care that you didn't actually resolve a problem, or that the solution was too easy or doesn't make sense or feels completely unearned. And it definitely has that vibe. I don't want to say that things for kids are always just kind of like made worse of lower quality, but the last couple chapters of this felt very sort of by the numbers and sort of lower quality in a way that's very familiar from some kinds of kids media. Obviously there's good kids media that's like legitimately good as a work on its own, but this did not necessarily feel like one of those in its sort of ending chapters. I don't know. Also, I think I wanna sit with it a little bit and think about it before I go squawking too much about the themes of this thing. I want to try to get my thoughts in order and make sure I'm not flying off the handle unhinged about something. But I'm honestly like pretty not jazzed about the only kind of good change is slow change thing that they're going for here. Because, like, first of all, it's not consistent with the story itself. They have this thematic message that is contradicted by the text in a number of places. But also, it's just like, I know it's a very common sort of vibe in our society at the moment. It's sort of one of the unspoken pillars of the American civic religion, at least the liberal civic religion. But, like, I think it's deeply irresponsible. It's like, it's both wrong and deeply irresponsible. And so anytime I see something in a work that seems like it's pushing that idea, it does kind of make the hair on the back of my neck stand up. That's not the right phrase. Hackles. It makes my hackles stand up. Is that what they do? Do they stand? My hackles are up in any case, whatever position that puts them in. I will say this. The story does suggest broadly that explosions are a responsible way of solving your problems as long as they're not too big. Like, a medium-sized explosion is held up as a universally good thing.
That's the main lesson to learn from Iggy's plotline, I think. I could get behind that at least. Out of curiosity, are we allowed to just like reopen the book and... Yeah, okay, because there's a couple of branches here and there. All of a sudden, my phone is ringing. Who calls people on the phone? What on earth? Okay, sorry. Here's the thing. We're 80 minutes into this episode. I'm calling it. What I might do, it might be a couple of days. We might do a video where I come back and we look at the other branches and then I like talk about how I feel about this thing with a couple of days to chew it over. That might be a thing. That said, I'm aware that I've said I was going to do something like that on a number of occasions and only followed through about 20% of the time because I'm spacey and I forget stuff. So I would like to do that, but just in case I don't, thank you all so much for watching. I have really enjoyed Beacon Pines overall. I think this is an adorable sort of... I mean, it's a visual novel, right? Basically, it's a visual novel. It's like a pretty well-executed one, but I do wish that it had just been a little bit more ambitious in a number of ways. So that's going to be it for us for today, for the moment, for Beacon Pines. When y'all come back next time, there's going to be something new, some cool stuff in this place. I have a couple of ideas already. Maybe something a little tiny bit more metal than this has been. So come back for that, and we'll see you then.